Hey, 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 no sunshine. Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it going now? Check, check. So you want me to start?
Yeah,
Anytime?
let's
All right.
go ahead.
Hey, happy Halloween.
Did you do
I
that with,
I
did that
fill
with
out
the radio too?
I fill out the pumpkin shirt quite nicely. Actually, thank you, Marshall. My career was in broadcasting. 6 years on a radio station in Du Bois, Pennsylvania, near my hometown. Then 44 years on a local radio station here in Elkhart County. Now, back in the day, there were three main stations in Elkhart: WTRC, WCMR, and here in Goshen, WKAM. So maybe some of you remember me from WTRC. We fancied ourselves as an Elkhart County station, but really we were more Elkhart City. Most of our clients, the advertisers, were mom and pops from the city of Elkhart. So I spent 50 years on radio. My retirement joke is I used to be on radio. Now I'm on Medicare, Lipitor, and Metamucil. Now that's my retirement joke. And before I get to the sound off calls, let me tell you how I drove 120 miles, gave someone $20 for lunch, and got a much better ending to that joke. I go to the gym 5 days a week. This past January, during the polar vortex, you all remember that? Well, when it was 20 below zero, I did not go to the gym. The next day at 12 below zero, I did go to the gym. And on my way on County Road 6 out to the gym, I passed a guy walking. It was 12 below zero. And as I passed him, I thought, gee, now I'm going to the gym. That's up to him. But when I got to the next intersection, conscience got me. I turned around, I went back. Now, as the guy jumped into my car, I asked, where are you headed? He replied, Angola. Now I'm thinking, do I drive down the road 1.5 miles where I turn off to the gym? Or I took him to Angola. 120 miles round trip, gave him $20 for lunch, didn't go to gym that day. However, during the 60 miles to Angola, we talked. He told me his story, which was sort of believable, and I told him my story, which part of my story you already know. I used to be on radio, now I'm on Medicare, Lipitor, Metamucil, to which my ride-along guest replied, well, thank God you're not yet on Depends. 120 miles, $20 for lunch, but a better ending to that joke. Now back to why I'm here today. During those 44 years at WTRC, I spent 34 of them hosting a daily telephone talk show called Sound Off during the noon hour, listening to the pulse of the community, or as I like to describe it, the complaints and bitches of anyone who had a phone. Actually, they weren't all complaints, but a lot of them were. And what I have here today are a few of those calls. I haven't a clue when the calls were made, probably 35 to 40 years ago, but feel confident most of the people you'll hear today are dead, with the exception of Mary Ann Leonhardt Cross, who is still quite alive, and also the exception of a kid who called, and hopefully he has the same malady he had back then that he has today. It's a little tricky for me to do this. First trick to control the calls on the iPhone, but if I make a mistake, it ain't network TV. And it's a little embarrassing for me being chastised by an old lady who has no idea who I am, and also me making fun of an old man singing a love song to the ladies. We'll also try and recreate, with your help, a couple of old, almost original radio scripts most of you will remember. So here we go. This Theater of the Mind program is brought to you live and in living color from the Maple Crest Country Club in Goshen, Indiana. This portion of the Goshen Kiwanis Club meeting is presented by Brill Cream. Help me out now, friends. Y'all remember the jingle? Brill Cream, a little dabble, do ya? Brill Cream, you look so debonair. One more time with a little more enthusiasm. Brill cream, a little dab will do ya. Brill cream, you look so debonair. Men, beware. Use only one dab of Brill cream. Just a little dab makes your hair look excitingly clean and disturbingly healthy. Use more only if you dare. I knew a man, Steve Chupp. He had a beautiful head of hair. The girls just loved to run their fingers through his hair. Ah, but Steve Chupp, he dared to use 2 dabs of Brill cream. And we're not quite sure whatever happened to Steve. Rumor has it he left town, drifted from one state to another, in and out of cheap motels, hitching rides on freight trains, eventually ended up in Goshen, Indiana, and somehow, miraculously, became the president of a local service club, where many club members to this day are scratching their heads and wondering how in the heck did that ever happen. But I'm told he really knows his way around a 1-pound burger. But I stray. Back to our commercial. Brill cream. Use more than one dab. Brill cream refuses to be responsible. Don't end up like Steve Chupp. On 3, help me out again one more time. Brill cream, a little dab will do ya. Brill cream, you look so debonair. Brill cream, the gals will all pursue ya. Brill cream, the gals will all pursue ya. They'll love to get their fingers in your hair. They'll love to get their fingers in your hair. Brill cream, available at any of your local Judd drugstores. Say the secret word, and Johnny Judd will give you a free pack of Luckies. We now return to our Theater of the Mind broadcast from the Goshen Kiwanis Club. All right, now on to the calls. This first call involves waste in government. Some things never change. Gentleman's describing the government studying sea turtles. Why do people move from higher crime areas? Also, why shrimp fight. Now, it's only 24 seconds long, but listen. Wait till I get this going here.
The government passed a ruling that $500,000 to determine why government agencies should control sea turtles. Then there's another $650,000 to answer the question, why do people move from higher crime areas?
Isn't that just absolutely ridiculous, huh?
Now here's another $90,000 to learn why and how shrimp fight. Isn't that the shit?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I'm having difficulties here. Okay, now I got it. All right, this next call is a kid who asked me if I watched the Donahue show that morning. The show was about transsexuals. He wanted to know what I thought about it. I wasn't really too keen on talking to a kid about transsexuals. And then it dawned on me, it's a school day. Why isn't he in school?
How does it sound off?
Did you watch Donahue show this morning?
No, I work for radio. I don't watch television.
Oh. You know about that, there's a show on there about transsexuals.
Oh, yeah?
And there's a man on there that was dressed like a woman and sometimes acts like a man. Well, do you think that there'd be good enough to teach to other people or children?
I don't know. Are they? They're not teaching that on television. They're just showing you what's going on, aren't they?
I mean, yeah, but would that be good?
Why aren't you in school anyway?
I got the diarrhea.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'll just cut that. Why upset people's lunch? Go back and tell your mother to get the kaopectate out, okay?
I'm not supposed to have that anymore.
All right. I'll see you, okay?
Okay, bye.
Hurry every chance you get.
This next one is very short, complaining about the county commissioners not cutting the grass. This tells you how far back the call goes. Not cutting the grass at the county home. Anybody remember the county home? I remember, I think one of your members here, John Huber, was on a committee back then to save the county home. How'd that go, John? Not too good. All right, here's that guy.
Hi, this is Sound Off on WTRC.
Why, the county commissioners should go out to the county home tomorrow and cut the weeds. They want to have so much to say about the county home. They would rather sit on their damn fat asses and have it torn down.
Yeah, that's true. All right, this next call is from Mary Ann Leonhardt Cross. I'm sure many of you know Mary Ann. She was a frequent guest on the program, particularly around the holidays, and she was talking about eggnog, an eggnog recipe. Now, bear in mind, we never mentioned the word alcohol. An older woman called. She was 72 years old, which doesn't seem quite that old to me now. She insists you don't have to put alcohol in eggnog. So listen, it's a little long, but I think worth it. Plus, there's a real eggnog recipe inside this call, and you might want to take notes. But you do not have to put alcohol in eggnog. Spoiler alert, guess what she puts in her eggnog?
Hi, this is Sound Off. I have a question or comment for our guest.
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I heard him talking this morning about
Oh, wait.
whiskey eggnog.
Oh, whiskey eggnog. Who was talking about that? No, we weren't talking about whiskey eggnog. We were just talking about eggnog.
Well, you can leave the whiskey out.
I know, we never mentioned that. We were just talking about eggnog. You can have nice eggnog without putting any...
Well, I made this when I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
I'm 72. All you have to do is leave the whiskey out. And nobody seemed to know how to make eggnog. You don't cook eggnog.
Well, maybe in some wait,
Some
Mary Ann.
recipes are cooked, especially for a person that has an allergy to raw eggs, or if a person is an invalid and those kinds of things, and you want to eliminate some of the possibilities of food poisoning occurring or with the raw egg.
Well, then that's something new, because I used to make this when I was 20 years old.
Yeah. Well, there's cooked methods and there's raw methods, just like there is for ice cream.
Yeah.
Do you have a recipe you want to share with us?
Well, I was going to, but the man acted kind of nuts.
Well, no, Alan's not nuts. He just wanted to everybody to realize that Alan and I aren't sitting here talking about
No,
eggnog
you
with
do not
whiskey.
you do not have to put whiskey in this.
Well, how do you make
This
it?
is an eggnog.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, you take 6 eggs, separate. That's whites and yolks.
Okay.
Add 1/2 cup of sugar to the yolks while beating.
Okay.
Add 1/4 cup of sugar to the whites after they have been beaten very stiff.
Okay.
Mix the egg whites with the yolks.
Okay, so now we've got the yolks and the whites mixed together. What's next?
With the sugar. Now stir in 1 pint of rich cream,
Okay.
1 pint of milk.
Okay.
Now this is what you don't want. You don't want the whiskey nor to make the rum. Now
Okay.
there's your eggnog. Stir thoroughly and serve very cold with grated nutmeg on each glass. And I made this when I was 20 years old, and I'm 72.
You never put anything in there, did you?
I put whiskey.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, how much whiskey do you put in?
Well, I don't know whether I should tell you this now because you were snotty.
Oh, hey, I apologize. I didn't mean to be snotty.
All right.
You-
Add 1 pint
Oh.
of 4 Roses whiskey.
Whoa, 1 pint.
Yes, that
Boy.
makes 5 pints of eggnog.
That'll get you on down the road, won't it?
No, it won't.
Are you sleepy after you've had this?
No.
No?
No.
That's quite a ratio, though, because you're talking about 2 pints of liquid to the 1 pint of whiskey or
That's
brandy.
1 pint
So
of rich cream, 1 pint of milk, 1 pint of 4 Roses. With the rest of the things, it makes 5 pints of eggnog.
And you get the old man and go out and shovel the driveway.
No, you just sit and have fun.
Just set and sip.
Yes.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right.
We really appreciate it, and you have a nice holiday.
All right.
Okay.
And you also.
All right, bye.
We'll return to our Theater of the Mind broadcast from the beautiful Maple Crest Country Club after this message from our sponsor, Alka-Seltzer. Are you ready? Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. One more time. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Friends, do some folks attending the Goshen Kiwanis Club give you a headache and an upset stomach? Look around. You know the people we're talking about. Does the name Marshall King come to mind? Should a headache or upset stomach spoil an entire club meeting because Marshall might have had a hand in preparing the food? Are you still feeling a little miserable and upset? Well, it would have been wise to take Alka-Seltzer earlier in the day. Next time, don't wait. Take it right away. And remember, Alka-Seltzer is first aid for fast relief from headache. Alka-Seltzer is easy to take, pleasant tasting, too. Here's all you do. Dissolve 1 or 2 Alka-Seltzer tablets in a glass of water, then drink it. Since Alka-Seltzer is a solution when you take it, the pain-relieving analgesic is ready to go right to work. And say that fizz that creates thousands of tiny sparkling bubbles gives speed to Alka-Seltzer's relief-giving qualities. Yes, it gets there fast to give fast relief. So remember, friends, next time you're attending the Goshen Kiwanis Club and your stomach begins to churn and your head begins to throb and you're sitting next to Marshall King, reach for the relief in a glass. Alka-Seltzer. You worked too hard, you ate too much, the cheesecake made you queasy. Let your aching head and stomach hear this message from a friend of old Speedy. Alka-Seltzer. Ready? Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Those speedy bubbles relieve your upset stomach and headache fast. For acid indigestion alone, Alka-Seltzer Gold. Oh, what a relief it is. What a relief. Available at your local Judd drugstores. Tell Johnny Judd the I'm hungry, let's eat guys sent you. We now return to our Theater of the Mind broadcast of the Goshen Kiwanis Club from the beautiful Maple Crest Country Club. All right, now this next caller, if I can get it up here. This next caller is a girl who wants to talk to Alan Strike, or does she?
Hi, this is Sound Off.
Yes. Want to talk to Alan Strike?
Pardon me?
Yes, I want to talk to Alan Strike.
Okay. Alan, it's for you. Hello?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You're on.
Oh, boy.
That's it. I have no idea what she wanted to talk about. There's another girl who called Sound Off for me, but she doesn't want to be on the air. Listen carefully near the end for a baby in the background. Hence my reply to this young lady, who at the time probably wasn't and still isn't politically correct.
Hi, this is Sound Off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you.
Oh, who are you calling?
I didn't know you was on the air. Am I on the air?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Who are you calling?
I was calling to talk to you, but not on the air.
Well, you go. Anything you have to say to me can be said on the air, right? Oh, wait a minute now. Maybe you better hang up.
I'll call you later, okay?
Oh, okay. What time? You get rid of the kid and call me later.
Huh?
Get rid of the kid and call me later.
Okay.
I'll see you.
Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, all right.
Next call, strange noise appears when talking to this woman.
This is very true. You've got a right to protect your home. There's no law that says that there isn't. Ask any police officer.
Okay. I have to interrupt. There's some kind of weird noise going on at your house, driving me crazy.
I hear that too, but it's not in my house.
It isn't.
No, it isn't.
You sure you don't have the tea kettle on?
No, I don't have anything on.
You don't have anything on?
No.
My goodness.
Always go for the cheap joke. All right, here's the final call, and it's just awful what I did to this poor man who wanted to sing a song to honor all the beautiful ladies in America. Unfortunately, I couldn't resist playing the part of the family dog.
I got something I'd like to put on the air.
Is it good?
Huh?
Is it good?
I figure it's fine. I want this for all the beautiful young ladies of our United States of America. I want to lay down a path of glory for them.
All right.
But with a little bit of an old song I heard in Pennsylvania 66 years ago.
All right, lay it on it.
Come into my garden of roses, kissed by the morning dew. Each pretty flower disclose of the virtues I find in you. That's terrible. To me, your heart's almost pure, dear. Red means your heart's most true. You are my garden of beautiful roses. My one rose, my own rose, that's you.
What'd you have for lunch?
I didn't eat that, Alan.
Oh, okay.
But I want to tell you, Alan, what I think about that song.
Wait till the applause dies down.
Huh?
Wait till the applause dies down.
What'd you say?
There was some people out there clapping.
Oh, well,
That concludes our Theater of the Mind broadcast of the Goshen Kiwanis Club, with the exception of this final word from our sponsor, Campbell's Soup. Help me out now, friends. Good. Good. That's what Campbell's soups are. Good. One more time with a little more enthusiasm. Good. Good. That's what Campbell's soups are. Good. Not so many years ago, friends, tomato soup and cream of tomato were unusual dishes enjoyed very much but not very often. Today, of all the soups in the world, tomato soup is the one most often served. Not split pea, not bouillabaisse, and not lobster bisque. No, the most popular soup is tomato soup. And not because women have taken to making tomato soup frequently. No, on the contrary, new housewives like Sharon Welsh. Where's Sharon? Yes, new housewives like Sharon never attempt it anymore. There's just one reason for tomato soup's popularity, and it is this: the magic, matchless flavor of Campbell's tomato soup. There's a lively verve, exacting zest about this flavor that people take to at lunch and come back to enjoy again and again. So this soup is a happy choice for the main dish at lunchtime or at supper, and is also a fine way to start the day's main meal. Serve it sometimes, too, as cream of tomato with milk instead of water. Oh, what a surprise that'll be for the family. So take it from new housewife Sharon Welsh. You can always be sure it will be received with pleasure, because this, of all soups, is the one people like to have most often. Campbell's tomato soup. On three, help me out again, friends. 1, 2, 3. Good. Good. That's what Campbell's soups are. Good. And that concludes our Theater of the Mind broadcast of the Goshen Kiwanis Club from the beautiful Maple Crest Country Club. And that's the way it is for Tuesday, October 29th, 2019. I'm Walter Cronkite. Good night and good luck.